European officials tracking the ramp-up of Vladimir Putin's military are wrestling with a threat that would have been scarcely plausible a few years ago: war with Russia. So here's one way Russia could attack Europe, how Europe might respond, and how it could cost the global economy up to $1.5 trillion in the first year. The first step of an attack could be a staged incident that gives Russia a pretext. One former Lithuanian official has suggested Russia could stop the Moscow to Kaliningrad train as it travels through Lithuania as a premise for an incursion. Moscow could then send in troops under the guise of protecting stranded Russian citizens, effectively invading Lithuania. It could also launch attacks on Estonia and Latvia, former members of the Soviet Union that are both NATO and EU members. It could then deploy its navy to take control of the Baltic Sea and key islands in it, and sever Baltic states' land connection with Poland. The Baltic nations would invoke NATO's Article 5. An attack on one is an attack on all, and launch a counterattack on Russia, and probably Belarus too.
Military aid would probably come from Poland, Germany, France and the UK, with Poland, Sweden and Finland also launching counterattacks.
Russia would likely respond to those attacks with strikes on European military bases and critical infrastructure, including targets in major European cities. Casualties would be significant. Key ports would be closed, and trade in the Baltic Sea could come to a halt. Based on experience in Russian-occupied areas of Ukraine, GDP in the Baltic states could drop by 43%, according to Bloomberg Economics. Output in the rest of the world would face a smaller, but still significant shock. President Donald Trump might hesitate to act. It's not unimaginable that Trump posts on Truth Social calling for peace, not war, or urging Europe to talk with Vladimir. And without an immediate US response, the war could escalate, spilling beyond the Baltics. To be clear, this is an extreme scenario we've modelled. But for NATO leaders, it's a risk they can't afford to ignore.